We got more new Assassin's Creed Shadows gameplay shared by Ubisoft, a way to get free items in the game, and way more. Let's start with that new blog post that this time is focused on the hideout that we unlock very early in the game. Just like in Valhalla, the settlement actually exists in the world, and through a dedicated path you can access it or you can fast travel to it if you want. I already talked quite a lot about this feature in previous videos, so I mostly want to focus on the new info in this one. The biggest new addition is of course the fact that you can put down any building wherever you want, apart from the stable and the Haroma, which is the main building that basically is already there when you get your settlement. These can be moved, but all the other ones can be placed in the over an acre of land that you have, and by putting it down you can directly check it out in the game. And in this new gameplay we see different hideout layouts, like next to placing buildings where you want, you can also change trees, put down a ton of other outdoor decorative items and way more. Ubisoft now shared that while you have some regular building tools at the start, you earn most of these hideout items throughout your adventure. I for example found a paper lamp in a loot chest, but there are also vendors in the world that will sell you items that you can place in your settlement. So basically, if you want to get crazy, get the most options for your hideout, then totally go to one of these ornament shops often. Now some things are instantly unlocked though, like the engawas that you can use to create pathways with a roof from one building to the next. And it really attaches itself to a building, so create a very organic pathway for you to walk on, which is such a cool feature. And as I told you before, most buildings can also connect, which creates even more options in how you want to build your hideout. Now you can also change the interior designs, of course, like in the gallery. You actually have to build this one to unlock the loadout feature in the game. But inside this building, you can showcase full armor sets you earned. And they're teasing some really cool new outfits here for both Naoe and Yasuke. I want to see that red armor set for Naoe here. But we also see the straw shoulder pad armor set for Yasuke. I do think we have gameplay for that. But yeah, they're just putting some other outfits on these stations. And the new gameplay highlights the ability to put your Sumi-e paintings inside these buildings too. There are many opportunities for Naoe and Yasuke to admire the wildlife in Japan, and after completing these open world activities, you get to keep the painting for in your hideout. And as we can now see, this looks very cool. Also by doing this activity, you of course unlock these animals as pets for in your settlement, so then they can walk around, you can of course pet them. As I noted before, you can have 25 of these pets in your hideout at one time. Let's go over some other interesting new info before we go over more hideout footage and of course those free items you can get. Real quick, a reminder, I'm doing a giveaway for 3 copies of Shadows. Simply like the video, be a subscriber, and they can enter via the link in the pinned comment. Game Rant was able to interview many leading developers on Assassin's Creed Shadows and got some interesting answers. One big question mark is still regarding the post-launch of the game. Origins had a very aggressive roadmap, Odyssey took it to the next level with even more weekly stuff, and Valhalla, while starting very slow, did deliver a ton of, in particular, big free content over 2 years. So what about Assassin's Creed Shadows? Well, it seems like the focus will be slightly different. Beyond the Claws of Awaji DLC and a few special events and additional content we have on the calendar, curious about that, our plan is to listen to and support our community as best as we can, with quality of life updates, gameplay tweaks, and additional options. In Valhalla, we saw the one-handed sword, for example, added as a big community request, and things like transmog and the loadout feature were also added later, although the implementations weren't always that great. Seems like they want to take that even more serious in Shadows, so we'll of course be giving my feedback in these videos, but totally of course share what you want to see in the comments as well. Maybe we do get the headgear in conversations after all. I mentioned the Claws of Awaji expansion, and the creative director notes that it will have a different vibe. It will be a bit more spooky, and while both Wrath of the Druids and Siege of Paris did not advance or have anything to do with the main story of Valhalla, which was mostly because you could access it the moment you reach your settlement in England, so very early in the game, It will be different for Shadows. This first DLC will take place after the main game's ending, which I think is way more exciting. So it will be similar to the Hidden Ones DLC from Origins. And the biggest new addition of that expansion will of course be the new bow staff for Naoe. It's a new melee weapon for Naoe that switches the type of damage she can deal, including a few new non-lethal options. We can of course now grab an enemy with the grapple hook and then knock it out by holding a button, but with this staff it will probably be faster to go for a non-lethal playthrough. So there will likely be some fun skills around that. Like a reminder, a new weapon in this game also means a completely new skill tree. And we also learned that pre-order mission, Thrown to the Dogs, will be comparable to Odyssey side content, so be a full-on quest. I don't want to spoil too much, but it of course involves a little companion who we can hopefully recruit and have in our settlement after the mission. So yeah, speaking of the Hideout, let's look at more footage. And of course a quick reminder, if you pre-order the game, and you can still do that after the reviews go live on March 18th, you will get this Thrown to the Dogs mission and also that first DLC for free. You likely already spotted some humanoid companions in the new settlement footage, right? So these will of course join you as you progress through the story and in the open world. But what we now learned is that if you build different rooms, your allies will actually diversify their actions, like do martial training when you have the dojo, or drink sake in the sashiki. And expanding your hideout with new buildings should also create more conversations between those characters that you can then observe from a distance. I, by the way, posted all the new gameplay from this Hideout blog post on my second channel. I will leave a link to it in the video description for if you want to watch it. So Luke reached out on X with the promotion of Red Bull. Yes, they got sponsored AC Shadow scans coming with exclusive items, but you can already take the quiz online right now, and then the codes for these items should be sent to your mail, so you can have these Red Bull inspired items when the game comes out. Now it does seem that the promotion is not fully live yet, as I'm still waiting on my code and others are too. We'll keep you posted when I receive my mail in the pinned comment. Link to the quiz in the video description, so you can already do it if you want. I will also put the answers down in the description if you want to see them. But I think the quiz is pretty easy. So let's look at these Red Bull items real quick. For Naoe, you get one that gives a plus 3% affliction buildup on enemies above half health. We saw Yasuke build up the Daze affliction onto an enemy in recent new gameplay, and this caused the enemy to miss attacks and not the vent. But yeah, 3% is of course relatively low, although with the Tento Hidden Blade combo, where you can attack really fast, it might still be nice for a status effect build. I will of course be testing the items and report back when the game is out, and Yasuke gets a trinket that restores 2% health on a dodge. There are no healing abilities like in Odyssey, it's only the food like in Valhalla that gives you healing back. So that makes this perk interesting, although yeah, 2% is not a lot. It really depends on if it has to be a perfect dodge where you get out of the way of an enemy attack, or if you can just dodge around and get 2% health back. Oh, and I got a really cool announcement. This Thursday, Simon, the associate game director, will be joining me live on stream to talk about brand new gameplay they will reveal for the first time. I can ask him questions about the game. You can also ask questions in the chat. So I hope to see you there. A link to that live stream will be in the pinned comment. It's going to be awesome. Just subscribe to not miss anything Shadows related. A like on the video would really help me out. You can also check the countdown to the live stream by clicking on the screen and already set a reminder. Again, I hope to see you there. I will speak to you very soon. Goodbye.